Hey guys, how you doing? It's Dave here from Metal Roos. I have Kristian from the Cruel Intentions here. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good. Nice to be here, and super excited to go into Australia in a couple of weeks. So I'm
Yeah.
good and excited. Yeah,
Yep. Yeah, get out of that cold, frigid weather there and into our it's been like 42 degrees Celsius. You run on Celsius, don't you?
yeah, we are doing Celsius.
Yeah.
So all right, 42. That's a lot.
42. That's so hot.
All right. Okay. So that I will not bring my leather jacket.
I probably wouldn't.
Okay, that's actually more than I expected. But
Yeah,
yeah,
well, we're in a bit of a heat wave at the moment. So, what are you? Your Feb? Um, it may have cooled down by then.
cooling a little bit down. Okay. I mean, I can't complain. I mean, it's been here in Norway. In January is I think it's the darkest and coldest month. So we have had here in Oslo, in Norway, we have had minus 25 degrees Celsius
Oh wow.
uh, just a couple of weeks ago. So
Yep.
now it's snowing outside my window here. So yeah, I'm looking forward to summer. Even it's the hotter the better.
Oh
I don't
really?
care.
Yeah. Well, we pretty well don't get down to those temps here. Yeah, I guess you may do in the kind of out regions, but they're very few and far between here. There's only kind of two places in the country that get like that.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, so we're generally it's either hot. Yeah, we do get
Yeah.
cold, but there's nowhere near like that.
No. Well, there's nothing to do in the cold anyway. So you are better off with having not
Yeah,
that
lots of
cold. So
swimming. Have you been to Australia before?
no, it's the first time, and I
Oh,
think it's the
really?
first time for everybody in the band also. So
Oh,
we are
wow.
obviously super excited, to come down and see, the wonderful place and everything, and meet all the people. You
Yep.
can't wait.
Yeah, you'll love it. You'll love it. It's very different. I've been to Oslo and yeah, it's very different place, but yeah, I think you'll love it. Bands love touring here because it's generally so different from where they're coming, you know. So
Yeah, it seems like that. We have a couple of friends here in Scandinavia. Other bands like Hardcore Superstar and Eclipse and those kind of bands.
yeah,
We have been to Australian tour there, and they are only talking about good things, and it's amazing and just such an experience just to see and experience the sightseeing and everything, and obviously the weather also. So
yeah.
we've heard only good things, and we are just happy to be able to come down and play music, and also
See the
seeing
country. Is there anything you've kind of that you want to see or that you guys have talked about, like we've got to go and see this or
Yeah, well, I think it's all the obvious sightseeings, in the main cities we're going to, but we going to the beach and stuff like that. But also, we hope to maybe see, a kangaroo, or or maybe holding a koala bear or something like that, which is maybe a little bit of a tourist cliche, but yeah,
yeah, but you still
all the typical things for Australia, like maybe seeing the opera house and stuff. But
yep.
we are super excited just to be able to come down to summer. I mean, and
Yeah.
obviously warm weather and
Yeah,
stuff
get
like
out of
that.
some
So
winter for a little bit. Yeah, well, if
yeah.
you so one of your gigs, I've got it here in front of me. What are we? Sunday, 18th of Feb in Sydney. But you've got a place called the Reptile Park, which is probably only an hour from there.
Okay.
Um, and there's kangaroos everywhere, and you can actually organize to hold a koala and do all that stuff. So it'll
All
be
right.
cool.
Okay. Well, we might, hopefully we'll be able to do that.
To do that. Yeah, yeah.
I've seen the bands doing that, while they're there. So if there is time, there is time, and I certainly hope so. I mean,
Yep.
will be quite an experience to do so. So absolutely.
All right, so we'll get over to a bit of band stuff, but White Line Denied is the newest single, is that right?
Yeah, that's the latest single which came out last summer.
Yep. Yep, cool. Super catchy song. Love it. I've been playing it for the last couple of days. Obviously, I got the thing that I'll be interviewing and I had heard you guys before and all that kind of stuff, but I was like, oh, I haven't actually heard the new song. So I've been playing it, loving it, playing it around I have a tattoo shop here. So it actually got played a few times today in the tattoo shop. People
Well,
are
thank
loving it.
you. Great to hear that. No, thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, that song in particular. It's one of my favorites also because it's a more of a classic rock and roll type of song, and yeah, got some cool elements, and enjoy playing the guitar solo in that
Yeah,
song.
yeah.
So yeah, it got that a little bit about that mixed between a little British and American rock and roll, like
Yep.
Buck Sherry stuff like that. So yeah, I'm glad that you like it. And
Yeah, yeah. A few people around the shop, I'm like, what do you think? And what does it sound like to you? And yeah, so that was really good. There was all positive stuff. Some like, oh, maybe some old AC/DC, maybe some
yeah,
Buck Cherry. And so that was cool.
that's awesome. That was kind of like what we were aiming for.
Okay.
So that's that guy, he nailed it. Obviously, that's
Yeah,
what.
yeah, yeah, you nailed
Great.
it. So, what kind of involvement do you have writing wise? You write all the riffs or you mix them up? Because there's you and the singer both play guitar, yeah?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, yeah, it's the process is kind of like we have ideas and we kind of like put them together piece by piece often, and sometimes we kind of like starting jamming on thing in the rehearsal room, and then a song emerges from that, But I write, the lead guitar stuff because I'm a lead guitar player, and the vocalist Jimmy, he got obviously some good ideas, rock and roll riffs, and we build on them, like kind of like stacking up like a
Yeah.
brick by brick, piece by piece, and so we tend to write different parts together, or maybe I say I have this riff and let's work on that,
Yep. And then
and
go from there.
and the other guy came in with a different riff or a continuing idea from that riff. Let's try it like this or something like that. So it's a collaboration, absolutely.
Yeah, which is great. I think it's always the best way, but yeah, it's good when bands can actually work that way and not fight and really
Yeah,
build those foundations.
yeah. Obviously, sometimes there is kind of like maybe there's some disagreements. We should keep that part longer, or I mean, it's small stuff. Obviously, it's nothing
Yeah.
big.
Yeah.
It's not a big issue, but I think that you gotta see something from a different point of view when the other guy or one of the guys in the bands in the band says, "Let's do it like this," and you get, aha, okay, that was not what I intended, but
But
it
it
might work,
actually works.
and then we try it out, and and obviously you will see if it works when you try it out. So
Yep.
there is a process, but it's kind of like a brainstorming.
Yeah, between
Um,
the members.
yeah, and trying to do what fits best, and then you got it.
Best for the song, best for the band.
Yeah, the song is that's the main the point is, and the goal is to get the song is getting the best for the song, basically. Yes,
Yeah, yeah,
indeed.
yeah, totally. So I guess I always try and go over a bit to I'm a bit of a gear nut, but being a guitarist, you probably love your gear as well. So I'd like to delve into a bit of gear. So from what I could see was a Les Paul, is that right? That you use?
Yeah, yeah. I'm a big Les Paul fan. I've been playing Les Paul guitars since I started playing
Yeah.
um, in rock bands. I think it's just such a good, perfect rock and roll guitar,
Yeah.
and
It is
looks good,
the
and
epitome, isn't it?
yeah, it's a classic. I mean, obviously, and it's so. I mean, it looks good, and it's got that that warmth tone, and also a lot of punch in when they're hitting the chords, and you can play kind of like or almost like punk rocks, and
Yeah.
you got a wide sound, a very hard hitting sound on it also, and you can also play metal on it. So it's I think it's perfect for hard rock, punk, and metal,
Yeah.
and it's good to play on, and yeah, and it looks cool also.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Do you have a few Les Pauls, or you probably would by now?
Yeah, I have a few, and those are the main guitars I use live. And I also have, as far as other guitars, I have some metal. I have an ESP, kind of like a Kirk Hammett Metallica guitar with a
Okay.
floor rose system, and have a you got to have a Fender Stratocaster also because
Yep,
it's
yep.
so.
Have to have one in the
That's
arsenal.
kind of like good, yeah, just to have it,
Yep.
and some acoustic guitars. But yeah, it's basically classic guitars.
Yeah, yeah.
Nothing super exciting or super new. Super new. I mean, it's
Ah,
all.
yeah, but the classics are great. They're a classic for a reason, aren't they?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
totally agree. So
Yeah.
yeah, but I'm a guitar. I love guitars. I would obviously love to have more guitars. I think
Yeah.
you can never get enough guitars, but
Nah, I
uh,
think so. In my tattoo studio here, I'm sitting in it at the moment. I usually actually film upstairs. We've got a recording studio.
oh, cool.
Um, yeah, so I think there's 25. No, there'd be 30 guitars up there now, which
All
is
right,
awesome.
okay,
Yeah,
that's
there's
awesome.
20 odd valve amps and. But what do you use amp wise? So
I
studio
use
and live.
in studio and the rehearsal room. I use have this Angle amp. I don't know if you heard
Okay,
about Angle.
Angle. Yep,
Yeah,
yep,
I think it's a German brand,
yep.
which actually is Richard Blackmore's signature.
Okay,
That's
yep. I know the
very
exact amp
very
then.
yeah, very simple amp. I mean, it's not too much knobs to tweak on, but it's I think it's just perfect for playing that kind of music that we do. Playing
Yep,
hard rock or hard hitting rock and roll music, and I think it's quite similar like a Marshall JCM 800. It was very
yep.
simple. I mean,
A little bit
simple.
tighter, I would
Yeah, and
think.
tighter and much and pretty much more punch and power in it. As it's extremely loud amp. I mean, you
Yeah,
can tweak it, and it's the ground is shaking when you're playing it, and then which is perfect.
yeah. Do you run an Angle cab as well?
No, actually, have a Marshall,
Marshall
but
cab.
it works. So it's
Yep.
yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
And flying to Australia, we are not able to bring that big piece of, of amplifier
Yep.
with the flight. So we are using some the gear obviously on the venues, and I got this Helix stomp box which got some effects and everything, and got a yeah. So it's a little bit of new technology, which is good. I mean, it works well. So yeah, I think it's called Helix.
Yeah.
Helix.
Yep. The helix. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. That stuff's it's great, and you can't kill it. It's really well made and works everywhere.
Yeah, I was a little bit skeptic at first, but it's so much better. I mean, the technology has come so far now that you still have that the power that
Yep.
you not quite exactly the same obviously, but you got the power and the punch from those boxes. So it's almost like a major stack behind you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Back in the days when you had all the multi effect pedals, which was not that good. You don't had it sounded a little bit dry and everything.
Yep.
So I think technology for those kind of multi effects pedal boards are now. I mean, everybody use it, and yeah, it sounds much better now. So it works, and it's easy to transport, obviously, on the
Yeah.
flights and everything.
Yeah, so easy. I run a thing called Tonex. Have you heard of Tonex?
Yeah, I've heard about that. I heard about that brand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I run that with because I play double bass and guitar, different bands, but I run
Okay, cool.
the Tonex, and I have this tiny little like digital, oh not digital, Class D power amp for bass, and it's
Okay.
it's it's like the size of a cigarette packet basically.
All right. Yeah.
200 watts, and I run my Tonex. So I've captured the rig. It's perfect. I
That's
love it.
perfect.
Yeah.
I
So I
think
use
it. I
that as
mean,
my tour rig.
yeah. I mean, easy traveling. I mean, I think a lot of bands are making a priority of making the travel part easier, and yeah, even less expensive also, just because you can just bring it on your flight, or in your bag basically
Yeah,
on the
that's
back.
right. If it's light,
Yeah,
perfect.
it's like so. I think we will see more of that, and I think the equipment is getting and the technology is getting better and better. So yeah, it's exciting. It's
It
absolutely.
really is, isn't it? So you just did a festival in Helsinki. So I looked on your Facebook. That was probably the last thing I seen on there.
Yeah, the last show of the last year was in Helsinki, but it was just a headlining show for us.
Yep.
So yeah, we played not a festival, but a headlining show on a
Oh,
club in
okay. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. With
How was
we
the
had
show?
that was great. I mean,
Yeah.
we love to come to Finland and play, because Finland is quite known to be kind of like the metal and rock.
Yeah.
You know, one of the biggest metal and rock countries around. I mean, they are so into that music. It's kind of like everybody loves it. It's kind of like not commercial, but it's young kids and everything, all the ages of people in the crowd. So it's excited to be in. It's very exciting to be in and playing in Finland, because you have young audience and you have the rock, the old rockers and everything, all in a good mix. And always a great turnout also in the audience. So that was cool. It was a great last show of 2023.
Yeah. And then so Glamfest. They're just the 3 dates you're doing, isn't it? Is for Glamfest?
Yeah, that's the plan. Yeah.
Yep. They're going to be huge. I think they're going to be such good shows.
Yeah, we are. I mean, we are super excited. I mean, the venues. I just googled them and they look great and everything, and great bands on the bill. And people seem to be very stoked. As far as when we have read the comments on Facebook and Instagram, on the Glamfest page and then on our page, people seem to be super excited down there. So. And Australia seemed to me to be, they love rock and roll, rock music.
It's a massive rock and roll, especially Melbourne, Sydney, like Brisbane as well. But Melbourne and Sydney with their kind of the rock and roll that you do is just, it's huge. It's so big there.
That sounds perfect. Getting me even more excited. So yeah, we are super stoked. To be, and we are happy to having the opportunity to come down to Glamfest and play and showcase our music and just part of the rock scene in those towns, those cities.
I think Australia is going to be happy to see you down here. Music's awesome. So, all right, well, we'll finish it up, but I always like to ask one kind of last question. Just advice because we've been talking gear and guitar as you're a guitarist. So always up and coming kind of, I like it to be a little bit genre inspired, but say up and coming kind of that kind of rock that you're doing, that real kind of rock and roll early kind of stuff. What's some kind of advice you'd give to some young guitarists coming up?
Well, yeah, I would just say, play as much as possible, basically.
Yeah.
And have fun and be true to the music you want to play. Not try to fit into what's trending at the moment. Just be true to the genre or whatever music
what you
feel like. And try to be kind of like obsessed with playing. Play guitar as much as you can.
Yeah.
And enjoy it, obviously. And if you're in a band or starting a band, try to get gigs and get that live feeling. And
there's still nothing that beats that, is there?
No, that's kind of like
that's why we still do it.
That's correct. That is the best. So play as much as possible. Play and play, basically.
All right. Well, thanks heaps for your time, and I can't wait to see you guys when you're out here. But enjoy the flight over, and make sure you get around and see some of the cool things in our country.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me, and see you down there. And we are so looking forward to fly down and play rock music in Australia. Can't wait.
All right. Cool, lads. All right. We'll see you guys later, and enjoy your tour.
Thank you. See you around. Okay.
See ya.
Bye.